Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about a financial force, a real double-edged sword that can either build you a fortune or absolutely bury you in debt. It's working silently, right now in the background of all our lives, and it's called compound interest.
Yeah, this famous quote, people say it was Albert Einstein, and it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the two sides of compound interest. See, it's not just some boring financial term. It's a fundamental principle that creates this huge divide. You're either in on the secret and using it to your advantage, or it's being used against you. There really is no middle ground.
So, what is this thing? This secret force that's pulling the strings on everything from your savings to your credit card bill? I mean, how can something so simple lead to such wildly different results? Okay, let's really get into it. At its heart, it's actually super simple. Think about it like this. Instead of just getting paid interest on the money you first put in, that's the principal, you also start earning interest on the interest you've already made. It's like your money is making money, and then that money starts making its own money. It's this amazing feedback loop that creates a snowball effect that, trust me, becomes unbelievably powerful over time. Okay, to really get a feel for how big a difference this makes, you've got to see it in action. Let's put it head-to-head with its much simpler cousin, simple interest. That'll show us the real engine behind this thing. So look at this. The difference is huge, right? On one side, you've got simple interest. It's steady, predictable, kind of boring, really. You earn the exact same amount year after year. But on the other side, with compound interest, the pile of money you're earning interest on gets bigger every single time. And that is where the magic starts. That's the beginning of the acceleration. Okay, let's put some real numbers to this. Say you start with 10 grand, earning 5%. After the first year, no difference. They're exactly the same. But then, look at year 2. The compound account is already inching ahead. Why? Because you earned interest on last year's interest. And by year 3, that gap is getting bigger. Now just stop and imagine this playing out not for 3 years, but for 30 or 40. That tiny little gap, it becomes a massive, massive chasm. Okay, so this is the whole point, right? You've got to figure out how to get on the right side of this equation. How do you take this simple math concept and turn it into your own personal wealth-building machine? How do you get that snowball packed and rolling downhill for you? And here's the secret. It's not about having a ton of money to start. It's not about being some genius stock picker. The single most important, the undisputed heavyweight champion ingredient is time. Seriously, every year you put off starting is a year you're robbing from your future self, a year where your money could have been working for you. It's like they say, the length of the runway matters more than the size of the plane. And this chart, wow, it shows you everything you need to know. It's the tale of two twins. Twin number 1 starts early, at age 20, just putting away $100 a month, not a lot. Twin number 2 waits until they're 50, but then tries to play catch-up by saving 5 times as much. And look what happens. Even with those massive contributions, Twin 2 can't catch up. They end up with less money. Why? It's simple. Twin 1 gave their money decades to work its magic. Time did all the heavy lifting for them. Okay, this all sounds great, right? But it can feel a little abstract. You're probably sitting there thinking, okay, but how long does it actually take to see real results? Is there like a quick way to figure this out? Well, yes, there is. There's a fantastic little mental shortcut for this, and it's called the Rule of 72. And it is so easy to use. All you do is take the number 72 and divide it by your interest rate. That's it. The answer is roughly how many years it'll take for your money to double. So let's say you're getting an 8% return. 72 divided by 8 is 9. Bam! It'll take about 9 years to double your money. Getting 6%? That'll take about 12 years. It's just a super handy trick for quick estimates and to really see how much a good interest rate matters. All right, so far we've been talking about the fun stuff, the wealth-building side. But remember what that quote said. He who doesn't understand it, pays it. So now we have to flip the coin. We've got to look at the dark side of this double-edged sword. How this exact same powerful force works against you when it comes to debt. And this is where things get really, really dangerous. See, with most credit card debt, we're not talking about interest compounding once a year or even once a month. No, we're talking daily compounding. Every single day they calculate the interest, tack it onto your balance, and the very next day they're calculating interest on that new, bigger number. It's a relentless cycle of paying interest on your interest. And this chart really shows you how much the frequency changes the game. A 10% interest rate isn't always 10%. If it's compounded once a year, sure. But look what happens when it's compounded daily. That 10% magically becomes more like 10.5%. Now, 0.5% might not sound like a lot, but believe me, when you're talking about a big chunk of debt over several years, it adds up to a ton of money.
So just think about a really common situation, right? A couple $1,000 on a credit card, maybe with an 18% interest rate. That daily compounding means that when you make your minimum payment, a massive chunk of it just gets gobbled up by interest. The actual amount you owe, the principal, barely goes down. Sometimes it even goes up. This is that same snowball effect, but now it's a debt snowball, and it's rolling right over you.
So whether you're building a skyscraper of wealth or digging yourself into a deep, deep hole, this incredible power all comes down to just three key things. Three things that you can actually influence. It's the exact same formula, but you get to decide which direction it goes.
So here they are, the three levers you can pull: time, interest rate, and frequency. The longer the time, the higher the rate, and the more often it compounds, the more explosive the results are going to be. It's that simple. When you're saving, you want to push all three of those levers to the max. When you're in debt, your job is to do the exact opposite.
And if you need one final kick-in-the-pants reminder of just how powerful time is, just look at this number, $312,000. That's roughly how much more money someone has at retirement if they start saving just $200 a month at age 25 compared to someone who starts the exact same plan at 35. That's the price tag of waiting just 10 years. It's huge.
So, when you boil it all down, the force of compound interest doesn't care if you're rich or poor. It's a neutral tool. It's a law of nature, really. And whether it helps you or hurts you is completely up to you. So the question is, now that you know the secret of the eighth wonder, how are you going to use it? Are you going to earn it, or are you going to pay it? Thanks for joining us.